So this is an interesting tip that we're going to share. The idea addresses your busy schedule and your ambition to convert all of your digital resources into a resource hub that is really easy for your stakeholders to get to independently of asking you over and over again by email. And one of the biggest challenges that we see with our users is what time of day can I spend to take all of this material and build out a binder? And it occurred to us that maybe we don't need to wait for a perfectly finished binder in order to start sharing the binder with our team or with our stakeholders. Why not already begin the process of building this efficient habit of going to your binder to get material as they need it? So here's the idea. You build out your binder with all the main tabs that you need. So categorize your tabs into the types of resources that you're sharing, and then put a few resources in that you have time for. And then you share that binder with your team and say, here is where we are going to start putting our resources. And anytime you need a resource, I'm going to be putting it in this binder. This is going to be our resource hub. So already start that habit of efficiency. Then, as your day goes on and people are making requests for documents, go ahead and get those documents ready and put them in the binder. And then in your emails, point those recipients to the binder instead of making them email attachments. And you're going to start building habits in your users to rely on the binder. And you're going to build a habit in yourself to always think, okay, I'm about ready to share this resource. Let me put it in the binder because that's where people are going to be looking for this resource. This is the process that you want to develop with your team. So what I'm going to do today is create a template binder for you that you can copy. And I'm recording how I'm creating that binder to help you get started. And I'm going to create those tabs to be generic labels. You can customize them as you need. So specifically for the type of binder that you're sharing or the type of resources that you're sharing, and label them in a way that your audience will understand them. And that's what we're going to do today. Let's get started. And what you want to do is when you're in your account, you want to go to new binder. I'm going to create this binder here and I'm going to call it resource binder. And then you can change this description here as you need for your specific purpose, but you can also reiterate the purpose of your binder in one of the tabs that we are going to create, one of the first tabs. So here I'm going to say, and it's really important to just keep it brief. It's something that appears in your table of contents. So I want to say that this binder will be the resource hub for sharing with your team. It's a living document. So expect updates and any additional information that is requested to be accessed from this binder. Please bookmark this or add it to your custom LiveBinders shelf if needed. Resource binder template. And then you want to put your author name here. If you haven't already set a default author name, you can do that here. And if you check mark this as a default author name, it will always appear anytime you create a new binder. So I'm just going to put binder tutorials. Set that as a default author name. So choose my category. I'm going to keep it private for now. You can do that as well. And when you're ready to share, go ahead and make it public or make it public just to your team, whatever option works best for you. And then if you want to share that, you can set access keys here with your team. Since this is really more for you to get your resource binder going, you don't really need to set an access key because eventually you will be making it public to your team. And I'll be doing that as well. So for right now, since I'm building out the binder, I'm going to keep it private. And then I'm going to hit create at the bottom of the screen there. Okay, so we are now in our editor. And I'm going to be working with these tabs here. We've already given you 3 tabs to work with. So I'm going to label these tabs. And this is where you can determine category or the types of resources that you're going to be sharing. Those are going to be the labels that you're going to put here. So just for the template purpose, I'm going to put category or topic 1. And I'm going to do that here, topic 2. And I'll just add one more here just so you can see me do that. I'm going to go here to this little red icon here and say add tab. I could also do it from here with this button up here where it says plus tab, but I'm going to do it from here. And I'll just put a 4th category. You can obviously add more depending on how you're breaking up your binder resources. Okay, so I've got my categories in each one. And what I recommend is that you add a little bit of text to each of these main tabs. And remember, the main tabs are going to be like your navigation bar, your menu bar for your audience as they open your binder. So this is how they're going to navigate to the resources that you have. They're going to be looking at the tabs first, the main tabs. So I'm going to add a little bit of a change to each tab layout. I'm going to say I want text in each one. So I'm going to do title media, and it's going to add a little bit of a text frame right there to each of my categories. So here I'm going to say below are resources that relate to topic here. And you can change this to be whatever you would like it to be. I'm just going to copy this because I'm going to add it to all of these here. What's really nice about using the Binder framework for sharing your resources is that you can easily guide your audience about what the resources and what they're supposed to be doing with the resources right there in the tab that you're sharing that material. So I'm going to do that for each one of these. And I've just been selecting the title media template for each one here. And I'll show you a little trick that you can do. If you know that you're going to be using this format moving forward, you can just copy your tab and say paste. And then you can just relabel that tab. So now I've created a category topic 5 main tab, and I didn't have to go in and edit that text frame because I copied that complete layout over. So you can do that moving forward for each one that you want to do. So I've already copied it, so I'm going to hit paste. And there again, I've copied it again. So now this is category or topic 6. Okay, so I've got this all laid out here. And I actually want to give a little bit of an intro tab. So I'm going to create a new tab here. I'll click up here under new tab. And I'm just going to write an intro. And I actually want it to be in the first tab position. So I'm going to move this to the left. Now I can use the move left, or I can drag it left or right. And the drag feature does not go up and down. It just goes left and right per row. So that's what I'm going to want to do here. I'm going to choose title media because I might want to add a little graph next to my text here. So I'm going to say in this larger text box here that this binder is going to be our resource hub for sharing all material related to the topic. Since this is a living binder, not quite finished, please feel free to make requests for resources by emailing us at, you can add in your email here, and we will let you know when we've added it to this binder. For best practice, let's say, please bookmark the link to this binder in your favorite browser, or if you have a LiveBinders account, feel free to save this on your custom shelf. Okay, so that I think gives you an idea of the fact that you can add a lot more context to this particular tab to guide your audience about how to use this binder moving forward. And I can just put a summary of how we will use this binder. Okay, so you've got your binder ready to go, and you've got all your tabs already in position. You've wrote a nice little intro here. Let's just add an image right here just to show you how to add something to a binder. So I'm going to go content, and I'm going to look for an image that I can put there. And you can replace this in the template with any image that you want to use. It could be your company logo. It could be a diagram that works perfectly with your binder. I'm going to do an image of our binder shelf, so it looks like a little library of binders. So that's going to be in this template here, and I'm going to use that as the cover of the binder as well. So I'm going to go settings, cover, and it's already added it as a cover to the binder. And that's because we always take the first uploaded file and use it as a cover of a binder. So if it was a Word document or a PDF, that would not be working here. I'd have to replace it. But because it is an image, it works perfectly for what I need here. But if you were looking for the file, you would go upload, choose your file, and then you would need to pick the image that you want. And what we recommend is a square image. So you get your whole logo in the cover. 200 by 200 is the smallest size, but you can go 1390 by 1390 like this image. You can go as large as you want, as long as it's square, which means that the width and the height are the same size. So I'm just going to keep it at this cover level. And I may want to change the layout of this template. You can make it side tabs. You can make it side tab left or side tab right. The default is stack tabs. So I'm going to leave it in that position. But if you have a lot of content going in the binder, I would recommend doing side tab left or side tab right. I have the table of contents going in the first tab position. I'm going to move it to second tab position because I'd like my intro tab to be in the first tab position. So let's leave it there. And then color, I'm going to give it a little bit of a lighter blue color, if I like that. And I'm going to change the sub-tab default colors. And again, you guys can change this as you build out your binders. You can pick the right color codes. If you know the RGBs or if you know the hex numbers, you can do that here. So I'm just going to use the gray, the blue, the green, and just the dark gray for the base tabs. And I've got the color schemes that I want. All right, so one thing that I will do is in this category 1, topic 1 tab, I might set up some sub tabs just so you can see what that would look like here. So I'm going to say we've got the categories and the topics. And remember, this is like the menu bar for your audience. And now this is where I'm going to be putting in the files of this binder. And you have to remember that every file, every website, Google Doc link that you are putting in your binder needs to be represented by its own tab. So for category 1, topic 1, I'm going to add a sub tab here, and I'm just going to call it resource 1. Okay, so if I've got one PDF that I want to share under category 1 or topic 1, I'm going to have that tab waiting for me here. And if I want to add another one, I would label this resource 2 or whatever name is appropriate for your audience to know what they're getting there. And I'm going to put resource 3 here. Okay, so I've got category 1 with resource 1, resource 2, resource 3. I'm not going to do it for the rest of these, but you can do that if you'd like. All right, so this binder is ready to be shared. So to share it, we want to go settings, access, and now I want to change it to either public or private with an access code. If you want to make it copyable, you can do that. I will make this public copyable so that you guys can copy it from our template page, and I'm going to be sharing that with you. So I'm going to hit save. There are many ways to share your binder, so be sure and ask us if you want to share it differently or privately. You can do that by asking us at support, or you can go to the help guide binder and learn more about how to share a binder. Okay, so let's take a look at this binder in play mode. So this is what your audience will be seeing. They're going to be opening up the resource binder, whatever you label it. They're going to see your introductory tab first and whatever image that you're putting here next to it. Then they'll go to the table of contents, which is automatically generated. You notice that I didn't try to update a table of contents while I was in the editor. It took that first few sentences that I wrote when we built the binder. I can always edit this. And then for every tab that I created, it created an outline. And if you come to the table of contents and say you want to see resource 1, the table of contents will take you directly to that location in the binder. Or your audience can just come in and navigate the binder through the main tabs here and use that as their menu guide. The third way that your audience can navigate your binder is with the search tabs across the top. So if they know they were looking for something with 3 in it, they can type that and it will go through all of the tabs and subtabs and base tab names, and then they can go and click to that tab location in your binder. So those are the 3 ways that your audience can navigate your binder, either by using the tabs as their menu guide, using the table of contents, or using the search filter. And again, the search filter doesn't read your documents, it's only reading the tab names. So how you label your tabs, how you create your menu options here is how your audience is going to navigate to your binder. All right, so feel free to copy this template and let us know how it goes.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up below. For more tips and tricks to use on your LiveBinder, subscribe to our channel or visit us at livebinders.com. Thank you.